The Iranian embassy in Syria, on April 3, held funeral processions for 2 generals and 5 officers killed in a strike widely blamed on Israel, in a broad display of Tehran's presence in the war-torn country and its close ties with Damascus. The attack on the Iranian consulate Monday appeared to signify an escalation of Israel's targeting of military officials from Iran, which supports militant groups fighting Israel in Gaza and along its border with Lebanon. The strike in Damascus was arguably the biggest blow to Tehran since a U.S. drone strike assassinated General Qasem Soleimani in 2020, then leader of the Revolutionary Guard's elite Quds force. Israel and Iran's years-long shadow war in the Middle East intensified since the onset of Israel's war against Hamas in the Gaza Strip on October 7, with Israel increasing its strikes over Syria and Lebanon, and a surge in clashes with Hezbollah militants on the Lebanon-Israel border that have displaced tens of thousands of people on both sides of the tense frontier. The airstrike killed General Mohammad Reza Zahedi, who led the Iranian Revolutionary Guard's Quds force in Lebanon and Syria until 2016. His deputy, Gen Mohammad Hada Hadriahimi, and 5 other officers. Syria's health minister said 4 Syrian nationals were killed and 14 were wounded in the strike. A member of Hezbollah, Hussein Youssef, also was killed in the attack. After this, Ayatollah Ali Khamenei has promised revenge for an Israeli air raid in Syria that killed senior military officers. Iran's supreme leader declared on Tuesday that Israel will be punished for the attack the previous day that killed members of the Revolutionary Guards, including 2 generals, at the Iranian embassy compound in Damascus. The attack and rhetoric have raised a concern that Israel's war in Gaza threatens to escalate a major conflict across the region. Earlier, Iranian President Ebrahim Raisi declared that the cowardly crime will not go unanswered. Having failed to destroy the will of the resistance front, the Zionist regime has put blind assassinations back on its agenda to save itself, he said. Hezbollah, the Iran-affiliated armed group that has been swapping attacks with Israel across the border with Lebanon since the start of Israel's war on Gaza, joined in, warning that the attack on the Iranian diplomatic premises will not pass without the enemy receiving punishment and revenge. Israel has not declared responsibility for the Syria attack, which destroyed the consular building adjacent to the main embassy building in the upscale Mezze district of Damascus on Monday night. The attack has further complicated the situation in the Middle East, where tension has been bubbling since the onset of the Gaza war in October. Tehran has been trying to avoid a direct conflict with Israel, while backing allies that have engaged with Israeli and U.S. targets, but it is feared that the latest incident could widen hostilities.